Thomas had been at the sheds for a few weeks and had made himself a known presence. He got along well with Edward and he kept Henry at an arm's length. However, he still couldn't see eye to eye with Gordon. One morning he was shunting the coaches for the express. "Come along, little Thomas, be quick, or do you want to be dragged along by the express again?" "Oh, whatever, Gordon. I see you still lack respect for those above you." "Respect is earned, not given, Gordon." "Oh, pipe down, little Edward." "You complain about not getting respect, but then won't show it to Edward. He's one of the oldest and hardest working engines here."
"Ha! Edward needs no respect, nor do you for that matter."
"I spend my day shunting your express coaches because you're too lazy to do it. Why can't I pull passenger trains?"
"You're too impatient. You'd be sure to leave something behind."
"I would not. I could pull trains just as, no, better than you ever could, Gordon."
"I'm sure you could. Now if you'll excuse me, I have an express to pull."
Gordon got coupled up to the express and left with the train. Why doesn't he believe in me? I'm sure I could haul trains. I don't doubt it, Thomas. However, Gordon was built and has experience with passenger trains. I know, but I feel like what? Like one day I can do it. I can pull a train. I can see myself now hauling passengers along the line. I believe in you, Thomas. Tell you what, when we get the basics of shunting down, I'll show you how to pull goods trains and perhaps passenger trains one day. Really, Edward, do you mean it? Of course I do. Anyways, you'd best get the next goods train sorted. I've got to leave at this local. In the evening, Thomas returned to see Edward worried. What's the matter, Edward? Henry hasn't returned. How sad. It is sad, Gordon. We should search for him.
Pah! Henry doesn't need a search party. Remember, he stayed in a tunnel for a few months. He should have no issues being left outside.
Now how would you feel if we said that about you? If you were left all alone, I'm sure you wouldn't be so high and mighty.
For your information, little... Oh, do be quiet.
Henry reversed onto the turntable, then into the sheds. Are you alright, Henry? No, Edward, I'm not. I've been having steaming troubles all day.
That's nothing unusual.
Whatever Perhaps you'll need to go into the works tomorrow. No, Edward, I'll be fine. I just need some rest.
More than rest, you need to be rebuilt.
Gordon!
Oh, come now, Edward, look at him. He's worn out from pulling a few coaches. Mind you, that would never happen to...
Gordon, nobody cares what happens to you.
Ahem.
Good evening, sir.
Oh, good evening, engines. I don't usually visit this late, but it's because of me, isn't it, sir? Yes, Henry. For now, I'm putting you in the works. The workmen will try to mend you before your next train tomorrow.
No disrespect to the workmen, sir, but can they fix Henry in time for his next train?
I'm not sure, but we'll give it a try. Thomas, I want you to move Henry to the work shed over there.
Right, sir. So Topham Hatt walked away, and Thomas went to move Henry into the works. It was late in the night. The workmen were still working hard, though Henry still felt ill. Thomas stayed next to him throughout the night, however, for a different reason. Psst! Henry! What do you want? Nothing, just wanted to check in on my buddy old pal, you know. Thomas, I've known you for 3 weeks, we're not that close. Now what do you want? If you don't get better, could I pull your train? Seriously, that's all you wanted to know? Just asking. After all, it doesn't look like you'll be fixed anytime soon. I would... Right, try saying that again without choking. You're too small anyways, not trying to be condescending like Gordon, but you would probably leave something behind. Would not. Would too. Would not. Would. You know what? I have very little patience for such tedious arguments. Good night. Henry went to sleep, leaving Thomas feeling frustrated. The next morning, Henry was feeling worse than... What a rude interruption. Henry was feeling worse than ever. Sir Topham had arrived at the sheds to check on Henry's condition.
How are you, Henry? Oh. Right. Henry's still not feeling better, obviously.
Be quiet.
We need an engine to pull this train. Gordon has the express and Edward has a local, but only leaves. Thomas, you'll have to pull the train.
Really, sir?
Yes, you're the only other engine. Now it leaves 30 minutes after the express. Please make sure you leave on time.
Will do, sir. Sir Topham Hatt walked away. Thomas was ecstatic. I guess I got my chance after all. I feel subsequently worse than I did before.
Alert the hospitals, they may have an influx of patients after Thomas pulls their train.
Thomas will do fine, Gordon. However, I would best speak to him before...
He's already gone.
What? Oh, this can't be good, can it? Eventually, the time came. He found the coaches he needed for the train and shunted them into the platform. He went to get turned around and buffered up to the coaches. Now, nobody knows what happened next, but whatever went wrong, Thomas started off without his coaches. Wait, Thomas, wait! Come along, come along. Wait, Thomas, stop! Thomas, finally choosing to listen, stopped when he heard the signalman. What do you think you're doing? Well, I'm pulling a train, can't you see? A train? Then where are your coaches? Wait, what? Thomas, look back. Thomas glanced back to see the coaches were still on the platform. Oh dear. Thomas, realizing how foolish his mistake was, backed down onto the coaches. He waited for the passengers to board and he set off. This is much heavier. Come along. Thomas struggled with the train, feeling the strain of the coaches behind him. When he returned in the evening, he reversed into the back of the sheds.
So, Thomas, how was it pulling a train? Was it easy? I imagine it must have been when you were...
I didn't know I wasn't coupled up.
Surely you must have felt they weren't there.
No, Gordon, I didn't.
How sad. You claim you can pull trains, but you can't. You're nothing but a small, insignificant shunter. Know your place.
Thomas was crushed. Edward reversed back into the sheds to speak to Thomas. Are you alright, Thomas? No, I failed pulling a passenger train. Gordon was right, I can't... Gordon doesn't know anything. Tell you what, tomorrow I'll let you pull a goods train. A goods train? Yes, this should be much easier than handling passenger trains. Alright, Edward, I trust you. Good to hear. Now you'd best get some sleep. Tomorrow will be another busy day. Thomas went to sleep, although he was excited for tomorrow. The next day, he was up bright and early. Edward was surprised to see him awake. You're up early, aren't you, Thomas? I was excited. I know. Anyways, let's get started. Now with trucks, you can be a bit more rough with them. They're prone to misbehaving, unlike the coaches. Right, like this? Perhaps with a bit less force in the future. Thomas began shunting the trucks together, rather violently I might add. This, of course, didn't sit well with the trucks, and they began plodding. Thomas got turned around and buffered up to the train. He set off on time, the train in tow behind him. Come along, we'll be late. Come along, we'll be late.
You'll show this blue puffball a lesson.
Thomas managed much better with the trucks rather than with the coaches. As he passed through Wellsworth, he approached Gordon's Hill. Hold back! Hold back! Oh, don't you trucks start! Come on! Just then, Thomas reached the top of the hill, when all of a sudden, "Alright, here we go!" The truck suddenly used the momentum to push Thomas down the hill. Thomas tried applying his brakes, but the trucks just kept pushing. It's quiet. Too quiet. Please, stop! Stop! Thomas was diverted into a siding, and he crashed into the buffers. It was quiet. I finally stopped. That was much too close.
Indeed it was.
Oh, sir,
What are you doing here, Thomas?
I brought Edward's trucks.
Why did you come in so fast?
I didn't mean to, sir. I was pushed.
You've got a lot to learn about trucks, Thomas. After pushing them around the yards for a few weeks, you'll know almost as much about them as Edward. For now, go back to the yards.
Yes, sir. Thomas rolled away sadly. Both chances at pulling trains had failed for him, and he was disappointed in himself.